Hey everyone, this is Bill Hernandez with rockbandreviews.com, and thank you for joining us for another interview segment. Today I have the pleasure of speaking once again with Kevin Martin of Candlebox. Kevin and Candlebox will be at the Culture Room in Fort Lauderdale on May 20 and the 21st for two shows. Be sure also to check out the band's latest album, Wolves, which is pretty much available anywhere. Kevin, it's so good to speak with you again. This is probably our sixth interview over the many years. How's it going?
You know what, man? Thank you for that. It is life is good. I woke up this morning, started my day out right, and I'm still breathing, and that's a beautiful thing. So I'm happy to be here and happy to chat with you.
Great. Any day above ground is a good one, I say.
It is.
So the last time I think we talked, you guys, whenever you come down, Culture Room seems to be the place that you play in South Florida. Small venue, acoustics are great. It gets sold out every freaking time. And also, I want to say before we get started, thank you and your management for allowing us to do a T-shirt giveaway to help promote this show. So we have two T-shirts from the band that we're going to be able to give away. So that's awesome.
Oh, it's great. Good. Happy to do it.
Great. So the last time we talked was before the world imploded on everyone with COVID-19. During the lockdown, what did you do to keep busy? Guys in your business, that are out on the road 8-9 months out of the year, a lot of times separated from their families, this was kind of, I think, a blessing in disguise for touring bands that now they had like 2 months to kind of gather their bearings, spend some time with family, maybe get some stuff done around the house.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I hadn't had an opportunity to be at home for that long of a period in years. I think the last time I was home for longer than a year was in 2001, when I was in between, record deals with Maverick and Old Circle. So it was really nice to have that much kind of free time, and also to be a husband and a father
Sure.
to my son and my wife. That's a difficult thing when you do travel, like you mentioned, not having that connection as much as you want. So I did learn how to make bread. I learned how to cook Indian food, all sorts of things that I hadn't really focused on for a long, long time. So it was a really lovely break for me. And as much as, the rest of the world was struggling with their health and stuff, I was fortunate enough to kind of avoid all that, as was my family. So we made it through healthy. And as a matter of fact, I think the last time we played Culture Room, that was right before the world did shut down, and two of our guys ended up catching COVID.
Wow.
So they were kind of the first guys that we knew that actually had it from that kind of whole thing. So, but yeah, I learned a little bit more about my teenage son growing up and how to be a teacher and an adult and a husband. And but I wouldn't change it for the world. I certainly would not want anybody to get sick, but the fact that I had that much time at home with them was pretty special.
Now, you mentioned your son. Does he have any interest in music?
No, not really, and I'm okay with that. He's more into gaming and game development. He's been producing, I guess I don't even know what you call them, worlds for Roblox and stuff like that he sells on Discord. He's very technically advanced. He actually mines for Ethereum coin.
Oh, wow.
It's pretty fascinating what he's figured out to do at such a young age. So I would be happier for him to continue on that path than to become a musician. I would hate to be a musician, a young band trying to do something right now. It just would be so difficult. I can't imagine what that would be like.
Yeah, I heard an interview recently. Although you're so active in music, I heard that it's really not your whole life. There's other things that you want to do and other things that you do. Like your wife wanted to do a clothing line, and you kind of funded that and helped get that going to be successful. Is there anything right now that you're working on the side?
Yeah, being philanthropic is something that I've been trying to focus on for really about the past 20 years since the turn of the century and things coming around. I wanted to make sure that there were things that I could do that allowed me to retire at some point from this crazy world of music, and that's where I'm headed. I just started a new foundation called RiptideSociety.org, and we're a mentorship program in currently in the funding stages. But our goal is to help at-risk young adults and youth with opportunities in the arts, whatever that direction is they feel they may want to go. We want to give them the opportunity to do that. If they're maybe in the foster care system, they don't have any financial backing, they don't have a parent system or a family system to help them, then that's what our goal is to give them that opportunity. And that's something I'm very excited about and happy to be moving into.
Oh, that's beautiful. And I'll reach out to your management. And if there's something we can do to help get the word out, we'll definitely splash that all over our website for sure.
I would appreciate that. Thank you.
Now, you mentioned Riptide. The band's latest album is titled Wolves, and it contains a kind of a stripped-down version of Riptide. And, I mean, I heard it, and I find it to be both beautiful and emotional at the same time. I mean, your vocals on that are insane, and it really, really showcases, I think, your vocal range so well. I mean, great job with that.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Now, of course, the band, again, is titled Wolves. What is the meaning, if anything, behind the album name? And who did the art for that? I love the graphic on the cover.
Yeah, pretty cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
The artist is a young girl from Barcelona, Spain. I had found some artwork of hers online. I was doing a search for the Wolves artwork. I wanted something that represented kind of the darkness of the title and the darkness of kind of the world and what was happening at the time. And I came across her stuff and I just really fell in love with it. And I contacted her. I said, we'd love you to do the artwork. I'll have to get that name for you. I can't remember it off the top of my head right now, but I'm sure we can get that for you.
I'm sure it's on the album credits, no?
Yeah, it
okay.
is. Yeah. But yeah, so basically the title came about honestly during the previous administration's I don't know, I'd be careful about how I say this. I just find politics to be such a mess right now.
Sure.
Not even just Trump, but Biden and all of it. It just seems to be a complete mess.
I see where you're going. Yeah.
And Wolves was just a title that I think that kind of represents the world we live in and what we've become as a society, and the people that are supposedly leading us and directing us. I mean, it just all really feels like we're becoming these kind of lone wolf characters, vicious and not pack mentality, not here to help one another out, not here to grow the pack, but to separate it. And that just bothers me. So that's where the title came from. And I think the artwork kind of represents that as well.
Most definitely. Well, on a lighter note, you've been a whiskey drinker for probably over 20 years. What's your whiskey choice these days?
Well, my go-to would be Knob Creek, just because it's a nice, affordable whiskey, and it's always consistent. But if I come across the Wellers here or there, or some Pappy, I'm certainly not going to shy away from that.
Sure.
I like those bourbons that have there's something spectacular about them. I'm not a huge Whistle Pig fan, because I think it's kind of like it's a little bit too derivative of some of the other whiskeys I've had. But or like Little Book is one of my favorite. I love Booker's. Eagle Rare is another one that I really, really like.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they all kind of have something special about them.
Sure. And it depends what mood you're in. You go to that.
Exactly. Yeah.
Now, speaking of vocals, when you're on tour, what do you do, if anything, to maintain your vocals? Maybe a shot of whiskey before, or?
Yeah. No, I drink a glass of whiskey.
Nice.
The whole show. Yeah, it's pretty much a pint of whiskey. It's not the best thing to do, but Yeah, I keep myself pretty well educated with it, but it's honestly, I've been doing this so long that I know what my voice is capable of, and if it's feeling like it's not going to work the way I want it to, I modify the way I sing stuff, so that I don't hurt it. And I think that's the thing that I've got to, keep in mind when I'm doing the shows, because I do a bit of acrobatics with my voice, and I have to remember that it is a muscle, and
Sure.
I don't want to tear it or break it or anything. So I'm cautious.
Now, when you're out performing, what is your favorite and your least favorite Candlebox song to perform on stage?
Um, Gosh, my favorite right now is "Nothing Left to Lose" off the
Mm,
Wolves record. I just love that fucking song. My least favorite would be, it's generally something that we play off of Lucy, because it's just such a dark record for me that I don't like it.
mm.
And if I see a song in the set, I'm kind of like, you know. But the guys that play with me, they love that record. So there's always at least two songs in the set from that album that I would kind of grin and bear it sort of thing. But then, of course, when I get in it and the crowd starts singing, then that changes everything.
Of course. Now, when you guys do your set list, and you've played in the same venues, same cities all the time, do you customize the set list per city or venue?
We do. Certainly when we do the culture room, we always go back to check our set list from the previous shows to make sure that we're not, overplaying that song, or there's something that we could add in that we didn't play last time. And we want to make sure that we give them at least 3 or 4 new songs that they hadn't heard, maybe the previous show, or like if we're doing the second night,
Yeah.
we'll take out some of the stuff we played and put in, obviously replace that with other stuff, because I don't believe in those shows where it's the same set list every single night and the same light show and all that stuff. I think that just becomes a bit boring, and I want to keep it interesting, not only for us but for the audience as well.
Well, sure, because you're doing two shows in a row at Culture Room, so there's going to be people that are going to go back and see you the second day. So to switch it up, I think that's awesome.
Yeah,
It's a smart move.
thank you.
Merchandise. Will vinyl be available of the new Wolves album?
Yeah, vinyl will be at the show. We're also traveling with like old Love Stories vinyl, Love Stories and Other Musings on vinyl. I think we may have some Disappearing Airports on vinyl. And then I'm actually in the process of printing up Into the Sun on vinyl. That should be out next year. So,
Oh yeah.
yeah. So a bunch of great stuff coming.
Okay, great. If we grab a few vinyls of Wolves, could we get you guys to sign them? We can donate them to like disabled American vets or Wounded Warriors for their
Absolutely.
auctions. Okay,
Absolutely.
great.
Yeah, we'd love
Fantastic. Kevin, it's always a pleasure to speak with you. And let's remind everyone that Kevin Martin and Candlebox will be at the Candle Room this May the
Culture
20th.
Room.
Pardon?
Culture Room. You said Candle Room.
Oh, did I say that? I'm so sorry.
That's all right.
Thank
I don't want
you.
people going to the wrong place.
Candlebox will be at Culture Room May 20th to the 21st. And remember, get your copy of Wolves, an amazing album, even though it's a little bit dark. I mean, your vocals on that are insane. Keep up the good work. We're looking forward to see you for these shows. And, safe travels on the road to you and the guys.
Thank you, Bill. Appreciate it.
Have a great one, buddy.
We'll see you.
Bye-bye.